All right. Should have brought popcorn. I knew it. Good evening, folks. I'd like to call the Planning Board meeting of April 18th, 2024 to order. Persons who wish to do so are invited to attend in person or view the meeting at the link on the agenda that's been posted, or join via phone at 1-309-205-3325. Media ID is 827-577-4630. Or visit the public meetings link on the Planning Board's page at the City of Gloucester for instructions and guidance how to join the meeting remotely. Please note that in-person meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technology problems interrupt the remote connection. So first order of business, we've already called it to order. Introduction to Planning Board members and staff. To my far right, Sean Henry, Hank McCarl next to him, Doug Cook, Beverly Bookin. I'm Rick Noonan, the chair. Directly to my left is Greg Catamatori, our planning director and community development director at the moment. David Rosen, and our senior member, planning staff member, that is, Eric. First on the agenda this evening is continued public hearings in accordance with the provisions of Mass General Law 40A, Section 5, in the Gloucester Zoning Ordinance, Section 1.11. The Gloucester Planning Board will hold a public hearing to consider the following proposed zoning amendment: amend the Gloucester Zoning Ordinance, Section 1.11.15, vote of the City Council to provide consistency between the Gloucester Zoning Ordinance and Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, with respect to quantum of vote for zoning amendments and protest vote provisions. So I'll open the continued public hearing. And Greg, if you want to just give us just a quick update.
Sure. So you'll recall at the last meeting on April 4th, Suzanne Egan, the city solicitor, was present to describe these proposed amendments. There were changes several years back to Chapter 40A relating to the required vote for the city council for certain zoning amendments that now only require a simple majority rather than a supermajority. And there has also been changes to the provisions for if there are property owners that want to contest potential zoning amendment. There used to be a requirement of 20% of folks in the land area that was affected by an amendment to sign a petition and file it with the city clerk before the final action of the city council, and that requirement has been increased to 50% of the property owners in the area affected. And again, this is the law of the land right now. There have been, I think, several examples of opinions. There is no requirement to amend your local zoning to be consistent with this. It is the state law. It's how we've been operating for the last couple of years. And you might recall back when we proposed the amendments associated with the housing production plan, there were several that were kind of a relieving or a lesser requirement for dimensional requirements related to multifamily, and those only required a simple majority for adoption. So it was proposed by Councilor Gilman to provide that consistency. I think there's certainly no harm in being very clear in our local ordinance as well, so that anyone that is following a zoning process receives the same information in terms of what's required. So this language that has been proposed by Councilor Gilman and then amended by the city solicitor is really just bringing consistency between the zoning amendment process that the state has basically required of us at this point. I think we continued the hearing. There were some modifications, again, from the original proposal, so it was continued for 2 weeks. Our office has not received any additional questions or concerns from the public.
Perfect. So do we have a sense of the attendees? Okay. So on this rainy afternoon, as you can see, there's not too many folks in the audience.
The only attendee is our scribe. There's one additional attendee. So if you want to poll if anyone would like to speak on this matter.
Yep. So there, we do have an attendee. So if you'd like to speak in favor or opposed to this amendment, you can state your name and address for the record and state your position. This is a public comment period for a public hearing on a zoning change. So simply raise your hand electronically. There should be a button on the bottom of your screen.
Raised hands.
Okay. So we don't need to make a vote to close the public.
Close the public hearing,
Oh,
Mr.
well,
Chair.
okay, so the public hearing is closed. You need deliberation from board members on this amendment? Seeing none? Thank you. I have a motion and I just need a second. So we have a motion and a second.
Just to clarify, the motion will be to recommend to the city council
Thank you.
adopting the amendment as proposed.
Thank you for that clarification. So we don't need a roll call vote, so all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous vote. Amendment will be recommended to the city council at their next regularly scheduled meeting. Under other business, we have a request for release of covenant at 50 Atlantic Avenue, for a common driveway. And
So this information was in your packet. A letter was submitted by John Judd along with an as-built plan. We reviewed the as-built versus the proposed conditions or the proposed design. There are some discrepancies, particularly related to access for fire apparatus. Looks like they have some additional work to do out there. The fire chief has also reviewed it. They're confident that they'll be able to make these minor modifications to the layout prior to the next meeting. So they'll reappear if they're in a position to make that request. So no action by the board needed, but we will place it on the agenda for the May 2nd meeting if they have everything in order.
fantastic. So next on the agenda this evening under other business is review of minutes from, let's do September 3rd first to get it out of the way, 2020. I don't have that in front of me, but
I will pull it up.
okay, thank you.
You'll note I was 7 minutes late 4 years ago, to which I apologize to my fellow commissioners for being so rude.
Still working on,
5 or 7.
yeah. I couldn't even tell you who our note taker was back then.
I do have a change.
Go ahead.
It's just a small thing. Go down a little, where it says not required. Go, wait. I'm having trouble with my contacts. No, go higher up.
Higher up.
Yeah. There's an A and R there.
Yep.
And it says not require. It should have a D on it, right?
You are correct.
Yes.
Want to,
Jane's not here. Someone has.
thank
to.
you.
7 minutes.
Do you want to amend the 7 minutes, contest the 7-minute lateness? Right, now's your chance.
No, I think that it's probably was true. I just can't remember why I'd be 7 minutes late.
Any other corrections for the September 3rd, 2020 minutes? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion. We have a motion by Sean Henry. Hank McCarl is a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous vote. The minutes are approved. We'll move to April 4th of 2024. Let's see how late Beverly was that day.
The one and only,
Mm.
and not only that, in the years I've been, I've never seen anyone else targeted for being late, and I feel discriminated against.
Bring it
And
up.
everybody else learned it as well.
Bring it up with your union rep. Okay, page 1. Page 2.
On page 3, at the top there, see this, stop. There's some gaps. There was, in that paragraph.
Truncation, yeah.
Should be,
Okay,
Put back
just
together.
formatting.
Yeah.
Okay.
put it back together.
Okay, any additions or subtractions, multiplications? Accept a motion to approve the minutes from April 4th, 2024. We have a motion. I need a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved for the 24th. For the 4th of April. Next under the agenda item is a comprehensive plan draft, is the comp plan, draft vision, core themes, and goals survey, which is available on the city website under the comp plan website. And just for the public to know, there is an open house scheduled for Saturday, May 4th, from 10 to 12 here at the big auditorium upstairs. And the link to the comp plan, it's very densely worded, 3-pager, 3 or 4 pages.
Yeah, I think it's about 4 pages. Yep.
But a good read. And anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I just wanted to continue to have that on the agenda so that folks continue to see the availability to comment on that over the course of the remainder of the month. And then also, if they would like to be in person, that they attend that open house on the 4th. We did just recently, we've been doing a lot of email blasts of folks that have participated in the outreach from last winter. We also did a blast to all boards, committee, and commission members. So hopefully you may have seen an email this week. Again, it went to all the volunteers on boards and commissions that play a role in implementation. So they may also, want to be involved in the development of the plan itself, or review, the particular area that they might be most interested in and provide comment. So by the next meeting, will be just before the open house. We'll have a better sense of numbers, but I think we've had several hundred folks use the online survey at this point, which is great. And again, just highlighting, this is very iterative. If something else comes along in the process further down the road in the development of the plan, that it always can be modified, but it's a good opportunity for folks to kind of see this first step of the vision piece of it and the core issues. I think it could certainly be wordsmithing, but hopefully, what J.M. Goldson has done is captured all the input that we've received so far from the community survey, the meeting in the boxes, and other outreach efforts. So things are going pretty well.
Greg, did an email blast also go out to the group of folks that were here for the MBTA meeting? Because that was a really large group.
Yeah, so we actually don't have what was collected from that meeting yet. If anybody's ever signed up, we have kind of a rolling database of about probably 500 email addresses at this point. It's also been highlighted through the city's social media. It's been on the city website. So we're trying to plug it in as many ways as we can. We generally don't solicit things unless people specifically say they would like to receive information on this or that. But if folks would like to, there's also a way to sign up for distribution through the comp plan website.
Thank you, Greg. Second last item on the agenda under other business is matters not reasonably anticipated prior to the noticing of this meeting. So I don't know that we have any.
I don't.
So
I've just got a request, which is I don't know when Joel Favazza is going to be submitting his a revision or the plan that they presented at the last meeting again, but if we could get a determination or a clarification of the density rules under the VOD before that next presentation, that would be helpful.
Okay.
fantastic. So Hank, I know the game is on.
Wait,
What?
one second.
Have a record here for shortness of meeting?
Wow.
I just, 1 second. I want to recognize Catherine McNiff. She might have something to say. Maybe, I hope we're being loud enough and clear enough, but I'll allow her to speak.
Thank you. I did not get the motion or the second for the continued public hearing. I'm not sure if members are speaking into the microphone, but I'm not getting anything.
Okay, so I
So-
think the motion was made by Hank McCarl and seconded by Sean Henry.
Okay, and same,
And the
Sorry.
language, and the language was to recommend the city council adopt the proposed amendment as drafted.
very good, thank you. And then the second set of minutes, I did hear member Bookin make a motion to accept the minutes, but I did not hear a second.
So Doug Cook,
Excellent.
So we're trying to get this down. I guess we'll reiterate who makes the motion and who is the second so that you can discern that.
Much appreciated.
Since I was, did you hear me though?
I
mean,
heard
did I speak into the microphone appropriately?
you did, in the continued.
She was
public
late.
hearing, it looked as if you were, members were just indicating rather than speaking, or if they were speaking, they weren't speaking into the microphone. And, for viewers, the view is minimized, so I can't see the members either.
it's good input.
Thanks for
Thank
that,
you.
yeah.
Actually, while you're there, Catherine, so what do you see right now? Do you see just all of us sitting at the dais?
Indeed.
So we're tiny.
You are small, but I can see all of you, and I'm good at recognizing your voices. So if you speak into the microphone, I can usually figure it out. It's just that when the minutes are up or a plan is up, then you're tiny, tiny, and I can't see any motions at all.
Great.
We'll just make it a habit of,
My apologies for not chewing on the mic.
Thank you. Heard you loud and clear.
so the floor is yours, Hank.
You want to entertain a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
I will so move. Thank you. Henry
Second.
McCarl making the motion.
Second,
We have a motion by Hank McCarl to adjourn and seconded by Beverly Bookins. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Let's get out of here.
Set a new record. Wow. Thank everybody.